Hi everyone, this is Molly, the food pantry coordinator at Bunker Hill Community College. Today we are going to make peanut butter protein bites with some ingredients that you can find at the food pantry. The first one is our Teddy's peanut butter, and then also Quick Oats. This isn't exactly the one from the food pantry, but it's similar enough. And then the other ingredients are flaxseed meal, chia seeds, honey, vanilla, cinnamon, and then I like to add dark chocolate chips. You can also add some extra ingredients like protein powder. I like to use peanut butter, but you can also use vanilla or any other flavor that you want. You can also include nuts like almonds or walnuts if you just chop them up and add them in. You can add some nutmeg for some more spice or some shredded coconut. Okay, so I like to add the dry ingredients first. So we'll start with the flaxseed meal. You do 1/3 cup, and then 1/2 cup of the oats. And then I'll add in my protein powder. And then we'll do our tablespoon of chia seeds. Okay, now next we're gonna add our vanilla. And then our 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And now we're going to measure and add the wet ingredients. Okay, so now we're going to add 1/2 cup of peanut butter, and I use a spatula to get it out of the container and then into the measuring cup and then into the mix. And then we have a 1/4 cup of honey. And if you find that the dough isn't sticking together very well, you can always add more later if you need it. Okay. So now we have all of our ingredients in our bowl here, whoops. So now we're just going to start mixing it. I like to use a spatula and do it by hand, but you can also use a food processor if you have that available. And so just keep stirring until the dough kind of becomes all together. And like I said, if you're having problems getting it to stick, you can always add more honey. So let's see, I'm almost got this all together. So this is kind of what it should look like. There you go, so you can kind of see it's a nice dough, and then we're going to roll it into individual balls. One important thing that I forgot to add was our chocolate chips. So you can just add a little sprinkle. I don't really have a measurement, it's just kind of whatever you like. And then I use my hands to kind of mix in the chocolate chips so that each bite has a few. And then once that's done, you can also mix in any other things that you like, so coconut shreds or nuts or anything like that. And then you can roll them into a ball, just like this. So the recipe usually makes about 10, but you can make them bigger or smaller, whatever you like. And then I usually just put them in a glass container and put them in the fridge. And then they are a nice, easy snack or breakfast. Okay, so they're all rolled up, and then I just put a cover on them and put them in the fridge. And then they are, like I said, they're great for a snack or for breakfast. Usually 1 or 2 is perfect. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will put the recipe on this at the end of the video so you can make it yourself. Hi everyone! So now we're going to make our next dish, which is turkey meatballs with pasta. So our first ingredient that you can find at the food pantry is our ground turkey. So this is given to you when it's frozen, so make sure you defrost it first by putting it in the fridge either overnight or for a couple of hours. Just make sure you don't let it thaw on the countertop for too many hours because then the meat will reach a dangerous temperature. So you have your defrosted turkey. Then we also have Parmesan cheese, breadcrumbs, and then 1 egg. And then we have our spices, oregano, black pepper, salt, garlic powder, parsley, red pepper flakes, and onion powder. So that is going to be for the meatballs, and then we're going to make some pasta. But you can also substitute it with the white rice that you can get from the food pantry. The meatballs will go great with this as well. And we're also going to make a sauce with the sauce that you can get from the pantry, and we're going to spice it up a little bit. So now that we have all of our ingredients, let's get cooking. Okay, so our first step is to get some water boiling for the pasta, which you see here. And then we are going to preheat the oven to 375. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to make the mixture that we're going to make the meatballs in. So first we're going to do a 1/3 cup of the breadcrumbs. And then also a 1/3 cup of the Parmesan cheese. Okay, and then we'll do the spices. So up first we have salt. So we'll do that. We have that here. So 1 teaspoon of salt, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of all of the other spices. So oregano, oops. Okay, and parsley. Next, garlic. Red pepper flakes, onion powder, and pepper. Great, so now we have our first part of the mixture. Okay, so now we need to add our turkey. So I have added it here. And then the next step is to take the egg in a separate bowl and then whisk it up like this. Okay, and then we are going to add the egg to the mixture. Okay, now we're gonna stir it up. Okay, so now we have the meatball mixture ready. And let's check on our pasta here. Yep, it's boiling, awesome. So now our oven is preheated, and now all we need to do is make the meatballs and put them on a sheet with tin foil and cooking spray. All right, so next we're going to brush our turkey meatballs with some olive oil. So I have my brush here, and you're just going to go over the top. And then once that's done, they're ready for the oven. Okay, so now all of our meatballs are ready to go into the oven. And now that they are in there, we're going to set a timer for 15 minutes. Okay, for our next step, we're going to add our tomato sauce. So I have opened the cans here, so we're going to go ahead and pour these in. So There's one, and then here is the second one. So now we're going to add some extra spices and maybe some parsley to spice this up. All right, so I've added some extra spices to the pasta sauce here. So we have oregano, pepper, and some fresh parsley. So this will really spice up this dish and make it more flavorful. Another thing that you can add sometimes if you would like is an onion that you cook before and then add in later, or any other vegetables. And then also our meatballs are done. So to make sure that they're done, I have our meat thermometer, which I inserted and saw that we have a internal temperature of 165, which is the best temperature for turkey meat. Okay, and now we're all done. We have pasta with turkey meatballs, and I added some extra parsley and Parmesan on top. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will include the recipe to the turkey meatballs at the end of this presentation. Thank you. Bye.